Wherever you are in Madeira, you're always less than 10 kilometres from the Atlantic, and one of the joys of the island is the range of great oceanside locations to play and stay. The capital, Funchal, is the original and many say still the best base to explore Madeira, with all the advantages of a city as well as some superb places to stay.
Good afternoon. Time for tea, and from my point of view there is nowhere to beat Reid's Palace, a Belmond hotel which has been gracing the western side of the Bay of Funchal for 13 decades, and well, it is simply an experience to take tea, take in the view
on some of the most beautiful gardens in the Atlantic.
When Reid's opened in 1891, this was the main entrance. People would arrive on ocean-going liners and board small boats that brought them here. Today, it's part of the bathing facilities.
Many celebrity guests have stayed here, including Sir Winston Churchill, who has a suite named after him.
There's a lot to be said for staying in one of the great hotels looking out across the Bay of Funchal, but there's also, dotted around the island, a whole range of different resorts. Diversity is good. Come and have a look. Thanks to the fast new roads in Madeira, you can in about 20 minutes get from the centre of Funchal to Câmara de Lobos.
And when you arrive, you'll find the fishing village of your dreams, with colourful boats bobbing in the harbour or hauled up on the beach, and houses lined up along the waterfront, leading to an unusual statue.
In 1945, Winston Churchill was a national hero in Britain. 5 years after the end of the Second World War, he became a local hero here in Câmara de Lobos. He chose this corner of Madeira to paint.
Thread through the narrow streets and climb uphill, and within a few minutes you'll find yourself at the Vila do Peixe, where the fish served has made an equally short journey from being landed. I shared a meal and the superb view of the ocean with tour guide Rubina Vieira.
During all year round we have a lot of fish, fresh fish, and we locals we eat also a lot of fish. Especially this one, the espada, the scabbard fish. It's a fish that has big eyes, so lives in the deep waters, does not look nice, but it tastes really good.
Going west, the name of my next stop translates as Sunny Point, and this village claims to be the sunniest place on the island.
Halfway along Madeira's southwestern shore, Ponta do Sol is a lovely village where the terraces tumble down to a small, safe beach.
Until the late 1940s, the only way to reach the village was by sea. Today, access is easy and the trip is well worth making for a spectacular sight just beyond the beach.
There aren't many parts of the world where you can see a waterfall cascading straight into the ocean. It's a reminder of the towering terrain here on the raw edge of Europe.
The clockwise tour continues along a coastline that's said to be sculpted by the gods.
At the end of some long and very winding roads from Funchal, you reach the far northwest of Madeira and Porto Moniz, a resort I love because of the volcanic sculptures that nature has created. Some lovely places to stay, eat, drink, and just watch the wild Atlantic.
To savour the warm ocean water rather than just gazing at it, swim in the volcanic rock pools that tame the Atlantic into nature's water park. And just a couple of kilometres further around the shore,
Ribeira da Janela. Janela means window because this view is perfectly framed and it's a great way to see it.
You don't have to swing, there's a perfectly placed viewing platform too. The window in question is a gaping hole in an offshore rock. By now, I'm well along the north coast, and the next bathing opportunity awaits.
The feeling of sand between your toes is just lovely wherever you are, including if it's black sand, pulverised volcano. Here at Seixal, it's the biggest black sand beach in Madeira.
With a degree of protection from the ocean, this is one of the most popular beach resorts on the island. Continue in the general direction of mainland Portugal and eventually you reach the far east of Madeira and a bay that isn't so much the last resort as the first. Until the 1st of May 1419, no human had set foot on Madeira. That was the day the Portuguese discoverers stepped ashore at what is now the port of Machico.
The whole island was very densely forested, and so they called it Madeira, the Portuguese word for woods. What they didn't discover was this lovely white sandy beach, because it arrived only in 2008 with sand imported from Africa. Of course, afterwards you've got to do the traditional Madeiran thing and have a malasada. Yes, obrigado.
Obrigado.
That's the Madeiran donut. Whatever kind of traveller you are, there's a resort waiting for you here in Madeira.